Hi everyone, welcome to new video. So in this video, basically we are learning and exploring a new concept, that is widgets. So widgets are like a small UI that you see outside the app. It's like a summary of your app that you have seen the clock, music, and other widgets that you wanted from that app. So today we are trying to build an widget using a Flutter package called Home Widget. So this is the package that I was talking. So using this package, we are trying to make a widget, a small widget that I can update, which is like seen, and this is docs of that home widget. There's like an in detail description about how to use, what is the platform setup for a separate iOS and Android. So today in this video, there's majorly two ways you can build using the XML, and another one is Jetpack. We're using XML. In the next video, we'll be using Jetpack also. So if you got any doubts in between, do refer these docs. So to make this understanding of this widget way more better, I have divided this into the major 4 parts. First, we are basically installing and we are creating and we are storing it somewhere and then connecting to Flutter. You have to understand one thing about this widget is the widget and Flutter are two different things. The widgets you see is not a part of Flutter that you are building. It's like a completely different part. It is like completely launched. It has been like operated by the launchers, not by the Flutter app. Only the data that has been displaying, it is from the Flutter app. So it is two different things. So at the end, you have to connect it to make sure that you see the correct data that you wanted to show to the users. So let's get started. First, let's go to this home widget and let's install the package that we want. So go back to the app. So I just have installed the basic Flutter, that's like a default template that we had, which is a counter app. So first install the widget, that is an home widget. So inside the terminal, I have installed this. If you I already have installed, so it is showing it is already there. The moment you have installed, it will be shown in the pubspecs.yaml under the dependency. Here, home widget. So the second step that you have to do is you have to create this widget. So to create the widget, as I told, these are the two separate from the Flutter code and your widgets are two separate things. Okay. For that, you have to go inside the Android. This what Android you are seeing. You have to go in specific to the Android. So we'll just navigate to that file. Open. Inside open. Select the inside the home widget. We want Android. So select this folder and open this in the new window. Here it is. So what we'll do is, first, to create a app widget, just right click on this app in the new. In the new, there will be some set of things that you can build, like a widget, etc. It is not showing because it still the Gradle process is been importing, or it is like loading. And if anyone face a problem like this project is not supported, etc., it's just because you have not updated it. So do update it. You'll see this. Okay, here we are. The Gradle has been loaded. So if I right click on this, I'll get a set of things that I can do. Here is a widget that I wanted to do. So for others, maybe the one who has not updated the versions, they might get this project is not supported, etc. For them, just make sure that you have installed the versions are correct, upgrade the version, the Gradle, run the Gradles. So that's all. So go to the widget, select the app widget. So inside the class name, just give any class name. So let's name this as App Widget Demo, and let it be the placement, etc. It's like let it be the default. Click on the finish. So the moment we created that default, the template of that widget, The Gradle is processing one thing. Second thing is it will create three major files. The one file is from the if you go inside this res, there's a two major folder it has created. One is an layout. Inside that we have a app widget demo.xml. Another one is an app widget demo info. And also the one more is inside this Kotlin plus Java, that is app widget demo KT. These are the three major files that you have to know. You just have to understand what it is. It's not compulsory that you have to understand each line. Okay, the first file that is inside this res. Inside that we have a layout folder. The first file that you are seeing, that is an app widget demo. This file, it mainly because to tell how the UI should be. It's just like it's a UI file where it tells normally about how the widget should be. It should be a simple like a text, or how should be the width of it, or the text size. It's like a UI file basically. It describes how the widget should look like. It's a normal Android XML file. Okay. The second one is, which is under this XML folder, this provider, app widget provider. This is it's kind of a config file of the widget. It contains all the metadatas to read for an Android launcher. So as I told, the whole widget thing is been handled by the Android launcher. I mean, it will tell Android the widget when to upgrade the data whenever like it has been sent the data from the Flutter. So it's just like a config file. It stores the metadata about these, and which has been read by the Android launchers, and it's like no logic or no UI is in this file. And the third most file is this app widget demo. This is the main file. It's like a brain. It's like help us to talk to the widget. Clear? It's a main file, and also this is the file which has been read by the main Android manifest file. Okay, so what this file tells is it is a brain of cell. It gives us what to do on the on update. Whenever there's an update from the Flutter app, what should be changed, it will be there. So there's a little changes you have to make. What is the changes we have to do in this file is, right now it is in the Android. The Android control all this, but we wanted to add one more thing that is called as shared preference. So what is this shared preference? Shared preference are nothing but it's like a storage mechanism. Like it, just imagine, like if your app is not running, and where do you think that widget data will live? So this all widget data have to store somewhere, right? To load onto your to your app. It doesn't have memory. It doesn't have any Flutter state. It should only have some storage to store, like a persistent storage. So that's where this shared preference will come. So shared preference is like a key and value pair, that what you are seeing here. I'll explain in details. That have to be added here. Right now it is just a Android thing. We have to make a few changes. Okay, the first change you have to do is just remove this provider, app widget provider, and paste this lines of code. Basically we are importing the shared preference and also making it as a home widget provider. And the next thing is, we'll change this app widget provider to the home widget provider. Okay, after this we have to add one more to the on update. On update is a state of the widget lifecycle. There's like mainly three widget lifecycle. One is added, update, and removed. So whenever it get added, we want to make the widget data to the shared preference. And let's add one more parameter here called widget data, and come down right here, widget the app widget. You're actually adding the widget app. So we just like add one more parameter, and we have to change this value. Instead of getting a string, let's use a shared preference. That shared preference have two things. One is an key and another one is an value that you want to pass. So instead of this, I'll just remove this, paste these lines of code. What we are doing is, instead in the get string we are getting two values. One is an key and another is an value. Key is nothing but a key or a value that we are giving, and this value is being used in the Flutter also to get connect. and this is the actual data that we see in the widget. And we have this view and set text view. It is basically for setting the process. And the last thing is, if there is change in a widget, we want that if there is a change in the data in the Flutter that we are rendering, they should be like widget can able to take that changed value and able to draw the things that has been given. So this entirely what the app widget does. And make sure the comma has been separated, and this will solve the error. So here we complete the three major things. We have completed, we have installed the Flutter package, then we have created the widget. Third one is we added this shared preference. So shared preference, as I told, it's just a lightweight, it's like a fast and it's like readable for the widget life cycles. Okay, and we are passing two things, one is a key and a value that we wanted. So when you want to do changes, like when you have to give a actual data that is like changing frequently, that you will be passing. For now we are taking example like a text that is like hello widget. So let's go back to the fourth and last step, that is you have to connect this to the Flutter code. So for that, instead of we are in the Android right now, so let's go back to the project. Okay, we are back in the code. So if you could see whatever that the app widget that we had it like we have created, you can see it here. If you come to main and the rest, the layout, we have this demo and all, which is not able to see. Okay, we can just change the widgets, that's all, the visuals. So this, and also the XML file, we have Android manifest. This is the main file that is like this receiver what you are seeing, right? This will tell when the widget to when widget to launch or something. If you don't mention this, this is like defaultly mentioned, but you have to aware what it is like. This receiver will tell it will say the widget actually exists. So it is like a main file. Okay, the last step we have to do is we have to connect this widget to the Flutter. So what I mean by connect means, right now we will get an widget. So if I just run, we'll get a widget that is named as hello world something that we have given. So if I go back from this, just go back from the app, left click here, you'll get a widget, and if you scroll it down, so you can see the home screen widget that we have created. So if you click on this and just add this widget onto the home screen, you'll see this, and expand this widget, you can see hello widget, which is the text that we have written. If I just go back to the content that I have created here, the UI, here you can see the text that I have written. I have written the text called hello widget, which is exactly rendering in this screen. So we have successfully rendered the widget that we wanted. The next thing is we want to connect it to the Flutter and whenever there's a change in the Flutter code, the UI, the UI of this widget have to update. This is the next thing we have to do. So how do we connect the Flutter is, go to it is a stateless widget first thing, just make this a stateful widget. So if I hit Control Enter, I can just convert this to the stateful widget. And here inside the my state class, I can we usually know there's a 3 state. We have init and disposal state. That's a life cycle of the widget. So inside the init state, whenever the app loaded, we wanted to check if there is any change in a data, which will usually update the widget. So init state, what we'll do, we'll create we want to call a function every time when the app loads. That function will update the widget. So let's call the function called update widget, and let's come down here and create a function called update widget, which is an async because it takes quite a time to process the data. So we want to await what? Until we get the data, we wanted to wait. Okay, inside this, we want to await, and we have to make sure we are calling the widget that is coming from the home widget, that the package that we have installed, dot we want to save the widget every time we see like changes in the data. We want that to save to be in the widget. So we have given an ID, right? Do you guys remember? If I go back to that code here, if I open the Android version, I can see I have given two things. One is a key and a value. The value that I'm seeing here, it's an allo widget. I hope you guys remember. This is what we are seeing, and we want to change that to the text we wanted, like we want to update it. So the key is widget text. Let's copy the key, come back here. So instead of ID, I'll just write a widget text, and here data, let's change it to welcome to new widget video or something video, yeah, and make sure it ends with a semicolon. And we want to await one more thing, that is nothing but whenever there's a change in the data, we want that to save into the function. See here in the app widget, we have a function, the class that we are using, that is the app widget demo. So we are making sure it is saving to here. So here we are updating. Here what we'll do, we are saving here, and we are updating the widget. So after the data is changed, we want to update a widget, and the widget we want to update is, that is called as widget demo. So inside this update widget, which takes a parameter name, so I'll just paste the name, that is an app widget demo. Make sure it is enclosed with the string. I'll just remove and put the string off. Okay, so what did we do is, we have connected. How we have connected, each time when the app starts, we are updating a function, that is an update home widget. And what this function is doing, it's an async await function. It is first saving the data, then it is updating the class that we have already created, that is an app widget demo. So refresh, restart it again. So once it has restarted, if I go back from the app to the widget, I can see there's a change in the data. I can just expand this widget to see it fully. So I can just resize it. If I just extend this widget a little, I can see the full text that I have written, that is welcome to new video. I have updated here. So every time there's a change in some value, for now we have explicitly changing, but the functionality of your app depends, if it is a counter, if it is a to-do app, so it depends. So there's a simple saving, like how to create a widget and how to change the widget, like update the widget. So in the next video, we'll dive into the actual thing, how can we update a real-time data, and also a few functionality to it. So that's all for today's video.